painting to photography, from beadwork to woodworking, KQAL-FM on the campus of Winona State University presents Art Beat. Art Beat highlights the work and accomplishments of local artists from in and around Winona. Support for Art Beat is made possible by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
Today on Art Beat, we talk to the director of the Winona Symphony Orchestra, Erik Rohde, about a fundraiser coming up this Saturday. It's the Symphony on Wheels at Remlinger Car Museum here in Winona. There will be a dinner provided by Chef's Table, a cash bar, a silent auction, museum tours, and of course, some live music from members of the Winona Symphony Orchestra. Proceeds from the event benefit the educational outreach activities of the Winona Symphony Orchestra. I'm Bill Stoneberg, asking you to join us in celebrating a great organization in Winona and a great cause with Erik Rohde, director of the Winona Symphony Orchestra, today on Art Beat. I'm here with the director of the Winona Symphony Orchestra, and Erik Rohde, and we're going to talk about a really cool fundraiser that they're doing today, Symphony on Wheels. How you doing today, Erik?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming in. I love this. This is really interesting. So it's at Remlinger Car Auctions, or Remlinger Car Museum, I guess, is what it's called, and March 21st. It's a Saturday, and it's going to be a fundraiser to benefit music education in Winona. Tell us what we can kind of expect and what's going to happen there.
Yeah, thanks. We're really looking forward to this program, and for any of you listeners who know about the public school fundraiser that they did a couple years ago to raise funds for the brand new acoustic shells in the auditorium, this is kind of modeled a little bit on that. It's going to be held at the Remlinger Muscle Car Museum, and it's going to be a full sort of evening event. There's going to be dinner. The dinner is going to be catered by Chef's Table Winona, nice. Which is going to be really, really fantastic. Yeah. We're going to have some beautiful music provided by symphony musicians. There's going to be a silent auction, and all of the proceeds for the event are going to go to support the educational programs of the Winona Symphony Orchestra.
Oh, cool. Okay. What kind of programs do you have? You have like some youth stuff you do in the summer and stuff, or what?
Well, it's not during the summer. It's during the school year.
Okay,
so,
cool.
Our big capstone event every year is the Symphony's Children's Concert. Okay. And it always happens in February, so we actually just did it last month. And it was great, actually, because we got to use those brand new acoustical shells, right. And they sound fantastic.
Cool.
And that program brings about 1,200 elementary students into the middle school auditorium. We do 2 shows. And for most of the students, it's their very first introduction to the orchestra, introduction to instruments.
Right.
And for a lot of them, it's their first live concert experience of any music.
Okay.
And that's really special that we get to share that with them. Yeah. So that's kind of our big capstone project. But the other thing that we do, which is kind of throughout the school year, is every time we do one of our smaller chamber concerts at the Minnesota Marine Art Museum, we bring that group or a subset of that group into one or more of the area schools and do kind of a direct educational program with the students.
Nice.
And that's been really fruitful because it gives students that close contact with a professional musician, and the interaction in those events is just always really, really cool.
I bet. Wow. So do they perform for the kids and then they get to the students get to talk with them and learn, or what?
Yeah, everyone is a little different, kind of depending on what the students need, but always our musicians will perform for the students. There's always a little bit of a presentation, kind of a brief program about either the music or some sort of musical concept. And then my favorite part is always the students get a chance to ask questions at the end.
Right.
And that's always wild and super interesting what they ask.
I bet. What age group are they generally, or does it depend?
Well, we really focus on elementary school students, especially that sort of late elementary school age. And the reason for that is those are the students who, as they move up into middle school, are going to be given the choice of whether they want to be involved in music or not in school.
Okay, sure.
And one of our kind of underlying missions, if you would say, is we want to promote students being engaged in music. Obviously, that's what we do, but in any form of creative expression that forms a positive outlet in their life. And, we have benefited so much, all of us as musicians, from just the experience of being able to live in music and play music with others.
Right.
And we believe in the power of music. And so to inspire the next generation, we continue to want to invest in those younger students and hopefully inspire some of them to make music themselves.
Cool. Very cool. I love that. Well, I work in college radio. There's music is surrounding me, and I love it. I love it. It's really cool too. That you're partnering with the Remlinger Car Museum, because that seems to me like an interesting pairing, right? It's not your normal environment. It's not your normal, and I like that because you would probably pick up more people that way, right?
Well,
more
that's
interest.
exactly right.
How did the partnership come about on this?
Well, really, it was kind of a brainstorm between some of our board members, some of our past board members, and there were a few of our people who knew the Remlingers and kind of pitched the idea, and it really sort of took root. And exactly what you said is 100% why we're there. Like, it's a destination for people to go and see.
Sure.
And so if you don't care a lick for classical music, but you think the cars are cool and you want to go see the museum and you want to support a good cause and support the young people in our community, great. Like, you are very welcome. Or if you, really believe in classical music and, want to come to this event, there's something there for you too. Like, there is going to be things there for people who are coming for lots of different reasons, all to support a great cause.
Right. This is great. And then so, and you mentioned that you do other like fundraisers and events throughout the year. What if people can't make it to this event and they want to donate or they want to look for the next event? Where's the best place to go do that?
Yeah, great question. So all of our programs, all of our events, and ways to donate are all listed on our website, which is winonasymphony.org.
Okay.
And you can go there and check out our concerts, check out our events. And then, of course, there's ways to donate online.
Cool.
And if you're interested in specifically supporting this event, if you see any of the posters around town, there's a QR code on there you can scan just to give or to buy tickets, and you can also do that through the website. Okay.
Nice. Very nice. I noticed in one of the press things that I saw, it said that you would be talking about some plans during the dinner. Are there any like clues or hints like that you can kind of tease us, like what might be discussed or disclosed?
Well, it's
or is it not a big secret?
There's not any big secret reveal or anything. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Maybe I'll come up with something in the next couple days.
Yeah.
No, I always just love to have a chance to share during events about who we are and why we believe in what we do.
Right.
Because one of the things that's true, the Symphony is super old. The Symphony was founded in 1908.
Wow.
So we've been around for over a century. And yet there are many people in our community who don't know what we do and don't know about these programs that we do.
Right.
And so every chance we get, I love to share the story behind who we are and what we are doing in the community. And it's about so much more than just playing classical music.
Right.
These educational programs are really part of the core of our identity and how we invest in the future, not only of Winona, but the future of music in Winona.
Right. And beyond, probably.
And
right?
beyond, exactly.
You never know where people will end up. What about... You mentioned that the Minnesota Marine Art Museum stuff you guys do, all of that, those performances, the water music. What kind of performance will we expect at this fundraiser? Will it be just like a chamber thing? Like, what kind of instrumentation? What?
Yeah, so it's going to be just a small chamber group of a couple of our musicians, and they're musicians who live right here in Winona, as most of our musicians do. And so it's going to be, the kind of music you would expect from like a very elegant sort of affair. And there will be some, familiar things, some classical stuff. And we have, just a small group of string players that are excited to perform for everybody.
Nice. Very nice. So I'm kind of curious now. How long have you been the director for the Winona Symphony Orchestra?
Sure. Yeah, I have been working for the Symphony now for 8 years.
Okay, nice.
And
how'd you get into it?
I love it. Well, I grew up close to Winona. I grew up in Rochester.
Well, you know what? I'm going to stop you there. Let's go back further.
Sure.
We're talking about music education and stuff. How did you get into music
great question.
down this path?
So I grew up in Rochester, Minnesota.
Okay.
And I started taking violin lessons when I was 4.
Nice.
Through a private teacher who taught in the Suzuki method. Linda Thompson is her name. And that was my beginning. My parents loved music and wanted me and my siblings to be involved in music, and so that's how we got our start.
Cool.
And I didn't really know I wanted to become a professional musician until actually pretty late in college.
Okay.
I started my college career at the University of Minnesota as an engineer.
Oh, wow.
And just fell in love with the music classes that I was taking. And my life kind of took a different path than I had expected, and I went to graduate school to be a conductor, and now here I am. So it was a few years after I was done with school that my predecessor here at the Symphony stepped down.
Okay.
And I heard that they were looking for someone, and I put my name in the hat.
Right.
And kind of the rest is history, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's been such a delight to be here, and the Symphony has kind of transformed itself many times in the history of over a century.
Oh, I bet.
And in the last decade, it has really grown a lot. And it's been really fun to be a part of that process. And kind of the energy surrounding the ensemble is really, really exciting. And, of course, we're really looking forward to the new concert hall opening, downtown. Like, we're very excited about that.
You guys will have a nice new home.
Yeah, we're pretty thrilled. Cool. So that's going to be kind of the next big, spark for the organization.
Right. It's interesting. You said you started your college career off in engineering. Do you see similarities between the engineering and the music, perhaps, or
well, that's
because you're constructing things?
It's
right?
a good question. People ask me about that all the time. Yeah, it's kind of weird, right?
Well, kind of.
But the thing about studying engineering in particular is an engineering degree is all about teaching you a way of thinking and a way of problem solving.
Ah, right.
So in that sense, I use those skills every single day.
Right.
And it's just kind of part of, my education, of course, but, that kind of way of thinking, that way of being strategic and problem solving and seeing the long plan for a project, that I can use all the time. And so I think it definitely informs my music making.
Yeah, cool. I love that because, I thought of that because the charity itself or the cause that we're supporting here is music education, right?
Right.
And I think it's oftentimes, I think in a general sense, in the general public, music is sometimes looked at as extra, or not necessary, or something that's a privileged thing, But I think it means more than that to most people, And I think what you just said there illustrates that across disciplines, across different platforms, the same type of thinking, it helps to know a little bit of the engineering mindset, and it helps to know a little bit of the music mindset. That all helps in life, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I really believe in music, of course. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing.
Right.
But, just to give you an example, I grew up as a Suzuki kid. My kids all take Suzuki lessons, and we don't do that because we think, they have to be musicians. We actually are doing that because we are committed to building life skills into their character.
Yes.
And many things do that, and music is one of them.
Right.
Anyone who is involved in music learns to pursue excellence and learns to value beauty and learns to work together with others and learns to do hard things and persevere through something that isn't easy.
Yes.
And, those are not skills that will go away.
Right.
Those are skills which will serve students in every walk of life.
Right.
And it's through such a positive, beautiful vehicle. And that, I think, is really special.
Right. Oh, that's awesome. That is exactly what I was thinking. It was yeah, man, this is that's why, like you said, that's why you do it, That's why you do it. That's why everyone involved probably does it, right?
Absolutely.
For sure. Do you have any have you guys done this before with the
with the museum? No, we have not.
No? Okay.
This is our first time. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's see how cool this is.
Have you guys rehearsed there or
Not yet.
Not yet. So we don't know what it's going to sound like? Or?
Not yet.
Okay. Interesting.
But that's the thing is we're used to being flexible too,
Right.
show up and like, okay, let's figure this out. It's going to be great.
I was just curious because I've never actually been inside, I've had students that have gone there to cover things, and I've seen pictures, so I'm looking around and I'm like, where are they going to set up? What's it going to sound like?
Well, and that's the other thing, like if I can give a shameless plug for the event.
Yeah.
If you have always thought about going,
now's the time.
This is a great chance to go.
Good point.
Absolutely.
People like myself who haven't been to Remlinger, this is a good time to see it and get some great music, some great food, and donate to a great cause, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, cool. Oh, I love it. So we should tell folks what we're talking about here in case they just tuned in. We're talking about a fundraising event called Symphony on Wheels. It's with the Winona Symphony Orchestra. They're holding it at Remlinger Car Museum here in Winona. I'm talking with Erik Rohde right now. He's the director of Winona Symphony Orchestra. Erik, I just think this is great. So we're going to have food from Chef's Table, right?
Yep.
Cash bar, a silent auction. What might we see in the auction? Is it car stuff? Is it music stuff? Is it both?
Oh, there's going to be everything under the sun.
Oh, just all kinds of stuff.
There will be something there
Cool.
I guarantee you'll want to bid on, I'm sure.
Awesome.
No, the board's been busy.
I'm a sucker for auctions.
Soliciting donations from a lot of companies in the area and organizations. There's going to be some really cool stuff.
Nice.
And honestly, really stuff for kind of everybody. Stuff for your symphony goers, stuff for your car lovers, stuff for, your like tinkerer mechanics, stuff for your lover of woodworking, crafts, like
everything.
All sorts of different stuff.
Cool. I love it. I absolutely love it.
We should just say, the event's coming up on Saturday, March 21st.
Yep.
But you do have to buy your tickets in advance, so we make sure we have a seat for you at the table. And that deadline is coming up very quickly. It's on Thursday, March 12th.
Okay.
So head over to the website, scan that QR code on one of the posters, and get your tickets today or tomorrow. Right.
Get them now. Before they're gone. So good. Great. I love it. One more thing I'd like to find out, because I love your story. I love I love music, and I love the cause here. I love the benefit that this is for. In the past, are there any fun stories from past fundraisers, or even just interactions with students here in the elementary school? I mean, you said some of their questions and answers are quite amazing. Is there anything that sticks out, or any stories you could tell us?
Well, the thing that always surprises me about the students is how perceptive they are.
Oh,
you might expect. If you go and say play for an elementary school classmates, a bunch of fourth graders or whatever,
right?
I'm always kind of ready for them to be like, "Hey, can you play Star Wars?" Or ask something like that.
Yeah.
But they're so curious about, especially when they come to the children's concert, which is the whole orchestra.
Okay.
Every time they're always asking questions about, what is that instrument that I see on stage, or what is the thing that made this sound?
Right.
And I love that interaction because it shows me that they are engaged and, like I said, really curious about what it is that we're doing. And it's always a really kind of fun thing to sort of interact, with those questions because, like I said, it shows that they're really paying attention.
Right.
Probably the funniest thing that's ever happened to me in one of these is we were playing. It was like a small group of us. We were playing for a group of elementary students, and in that particular program, we had taken the time to really introduce each instrument and do a little demonstration of each instrument, which was really cool. Mm-hmm. And at the very end of it, there was a time for questions. And this young kid, raised his hand and said, okay, so we heard, what everybody else is doing, but what are you doing? To me, the conductor,
right?
What does it mean when you wave your hands?
Good question.
And I kind of laughed because it's oh, you're right.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody knows what I'm doing, so I kind of had to explain, what is the role of the conductor, and even though I don't make sound, I don't make the music, my role is to lead and to bring the group together.
Right.
It was kind of funny because the musicians behind me were sort of laughing yeah, what is it that you are doing? We're the ones playing, we kind of want to know too. So anyway, that's probably the funniest thing that's ever happened in that setting.
I love that. Like you said, they're very perceptive. Mm-hmm. That is cool. That is really cool. Well, I'm here talking to Erik Rohde. He's the director for the Winona Symphony Orchestra, and they have a fundraiser happening. It's next Saturday, March 21st, but get your tickets this week because there's a deadline for the tickets. It's this Thursday on March 12th. So between now and then, go get your tickets, get as many as you can. It's for a great cause, and support the orchestra, support the local kids and their music, and check out the museum. Support them too. So, yeah. I think we got it all, didn't we?
I think so.
All
Thanks
right,
so
cool.
much.
Oh, and let's say the website again. Winona Symphony WinonaSymphony.org.
That's right.
So WinonaSymphony.org for more information, for tickets, and for information on future events and things like that. So, Erik, thank you so much for coming in today.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks again to Winona Symphony Orchestra Director Erik Rohde for joining us today on Artbeat. Don't forget to get on over to the Symphony on Wheels event this Saturday at 5 p.m. at the Remlinger Car Museum. For tickets and information, go to WinonaSymphony.org. For more conversations on art, tune into Artbeat Tuesdays at 12:30 right here on 89.5 KQAL. For podcasts of Artbeat and other KQAL original programming, go to KQAL.org. I'm Bill Stoneberg, and we've just heard from Winona Symphony Orchestra Director Erik Rohde today on Artbeat.
Artbeat is written and produced by KQAL-FM on the campus of Winona State University. Visit us on the web at kqal.org.